When analyzing a film, there are many different lenses one can apply to the viewing experience. Are you approaching the film from a genre perspective, identifying what is scary in a horror film and how it's effective? Or are you looking at the film with a specific theory in mind, like trying to decipher heady themes such as what the movie's gender politics could be? Or it could be even something more abstract, like contextualizing a specific film from a specific director at a specific moment in their career. Even this concept of time raises multiple lenses in which one could take in a film. Like, is the film's story applicable to discussing the modern social issues of today, or is it best to be analyzed with the original release date in mind? To be clear, there is no wrong way to analyze film. There is only perspective, and every individual audience member can bring their own brand of perspective to any given film.
In this video, we'll be discussing one of the rarest commodities humans have to give: trust.
Nobody trusts anybody now.
Using John Carpenter's cult film juggernauts, 1981's Escape from New York and 1982's The Thing. Both utilize trust in varying and interesting ways, so much so that sometimes trust feels not only like a character motivator, but thematically, you guessed it, character itself. I'm Robby Anderson.
And trust me, I'm Mike Burdge.
And this is how trust operates in Escape from New York and The Thing.
Oh, you mean I can't count on you?
No.
Good.
For Escape from New York, we wanted to specifically discuss the direct relationship of trust occurring throughout the film as it pertains to the interactions between our protagonist, Bob Snake Plissken,
Not great, Bob!
and the fascist US government. Sure, there are plenty of other examples of trust and distrust happening all over this movie. You can't even trust the cars in this city.
Car trouble?
But for time's sake, we're gonna zoom in on this particular arc. Okay, so first up is our fictional fascist-run Manhattan Island prison, which acts as the film's extension of the totalitarian US government we are given peeks of throughout the film in random lines of dialogue and exposition.
We, the soldiers of the National Liberation Front of America, in the name of the workers and all the oppressed of this imperialist country, have struck a fatal blow to the racist police state.
There are no guards within the prison's inner areas, so the prisoners are left to govern themselves. Incarceration is, naturally, a lifestyle devoid of trust. Rules and regulations are created to maintain order for those that cannot be trusted, i.e., criminals, convicts. But these inmates have been left to their own devices, as their government cannot be bothered to deal with them, let alone rehabilitate them. If this high-concept elevator pitch doesn't tell us everything we need to know about the government, this image of the Statue of Liberty, once a beacon of American freedom, is now relegated to the gatekeeper of a national prison. Soon enough, we meet Commissioner Hawk, our film's primary stand-in for government oversight and distrust, who in turn swiftly meets Snake, our hero. Hawk loads his gun before meeting with Snake and won't remove his handcuffs once he's seated.
Not great, Bob!
Snake, similarly, is immediately distrustful of Hawk and the authority he represents. He's rightfully suspicious of the good guys and the bad guys, the fascists and the criminals. At this point, we don't know how moral Snake really is, but we trust him because he's an obvious protagonist and also because he's very, very cool. Hawk, on the other hand, is only interested in treating Snake like a tool, or even a weapon, instead of a man, or even a convict. Similarly, the president, who is given no name, is only needed as the film's MacGuffin in order to deliver a message to win a war. Many people in this world are used as tools or weapons to achieve a goal. Hawk doesn't trust Snake to stay on mission without trying to escape, so, classic move, they pop a couple of timed explosives into his neck.
Not great, Bob!
Hawk doesn't trust Snake, and now Snake's suspicions have been vindicated. He can't trust Hawk. After all the adventure and action-y fun, as the film approaches its conclusion, this issue of distrust between the US government and their reluctant soldier comes to a head. Hawk refuses to deactivate the explosives before Snake gives him the tape. Even after all this, he still doesn't trust him. But Snake doesn't trust Hawk either, giving him the false tape.
Great, Bob!
But we'll get back to that in just a sec. Before that, we have a brief but insanely symbolic scene between Snake and the president, where Snake asks the POTUS, what he thinks about all the people that died to get him out. He responds pretty disingenuously, seeming to be citing cliff notes from a script he's read aloud 100 times before. Was this question a test to see if Snake could trust him? Possibly to give back the real tape? Why would Snake even consider that? Have the events made him more willing to trust even the most apparently distrustful individual, i.e. the physical representation of the lost country he once swore to serve and protect? And after a bit of slash-fic dialogue where Hawk offers Snake a job, saying they make one hell of a team, which Snake refuses, we see the reveal of the false tape switch. This witty betrayal is the last act of rightful distrust. Snake knows that he shouldn't, or even can't, trust anyone from the government to the criminals, because they are all one and the same. He's felt betrayed by the country he once served since his arrival into the film, and this forced rehash with his, in a way, defending the country has not dissuaded him from that stance, possibly even reinforcing it. Snake, and the people of the United States, cannot trust their government to be righteous and morally true. So, he takes the one small victory afforded to him and walks away while leaving behind the audio equivalent of a middle finger.
You see, when a man bleeds, it's just tissue. The blood from one of you things won't obey when it's attacked. It'll try and survive.
In John Carpenter's The Thing, trust is very much the enemy of this film. The titular, shape-shifting alien, The Thing, uses trust as a veil to lull its enemies into a false sense of security, so it can infect them. It's when the main cast learns this creature's modus operandi that they begin to distrust one another. Any of them could be The Thing. The Thing and trust are almost synonymous. If the actual alien isn't in the scene with the crew, then the air of distrust surely is. As an audience member watching The Thing for the first time, we may not fully realize that MacReady is the hero of this movie. We learn that shredded clothes are a sign of The Thing changing shape, and when we see MacReady's torn up shirt in the frozen tundra outside of their base, that's all the evidence we need to condemn MacReady. Fabricating distrust or sowing dissent is a tactic of The Thing. Cinematic language is the way the film speaks directly to the audience, using everything on screen, from camera angles, framing, editing, and musical cues. The crew may not realize something is up with the dog when it first arrives, but the film communicates to the audience that there's something up with that pup. Later in the scene, when MacReady tests the surviving crew member's blood, everyone in the scene seems guilty. The camera doesn't show anyone in a heroic position besides maybe MacReady, who at this point has proven his humanness. This is communicated by the nervous performances of the crew, because not only does the audience not know who's infected, neither do they. The film ends with the remaining heroes having to trust one another to defeat the alien menace.
Yeah, fuck you too!
Though, faithfully enough, the film's final moments are our two survivors, MacReady and Childs, unable to trust one another for fear that one of them may be the Thing. The alien may be dead, but its damage is permanent. Do you have thoughts on trust in these movies? Or do you have unique perspectives on the films? Let us know in the comments below. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This isn't the only video on our channel, and this isn't the only content we make. Check out StoryScreenBeacon.com for more videos, as well as film and TV related articles, reviews, podcasts, and more. Until next time, stay trustworthy.
For your health.